pages. Comments working. Alrighty. Today, I would like, church if you will, I would like to talk about move forward. Anytime, you know the funny thing about me, I tell you this. Anytime they come up in the news, well, you know, it's not they. Anytime the most important topic in the galaxy ends up in the news, that's what I want to talk about. I always default to aliens, yo. I always do. I always default to you're not alone, humans. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone in your own little narcissistic head. You're not alone in being carbon-based. You're not alone in your planet. You're not alone in your religion. You're not alone in your nation. You're not alone in your gender. You're not alone in your sexual preference. You're not alone. You are not alone. Act like you are not alone. I think Reagan really dropped us a bone. He really did. I think he really dropped us a bone in telling the world. What was Reagan's quote? How often he thought if humans grew the hell up. He didn't say that. He didn't. He did. He said that. I often think that if you dumb monkeys, because he was talking to the UN. This was his quote, for real, I'm being serious. Reagan said, I often think that if you silly dumb monkeys who we never do anything for actually figure any damn thing out, that the presidents and the prime ministers don't run any of these countries, that money makes all the decisions. If you dumb retarded monkeys actually ever figure out that your voting is completely useless, that the only vote that counts is money, it's the only vote that counts is money. And if you realize how dumb you are and how you're not alone anywhere, ever, that all human conflict would go away. Well, get it, Adrian. Well, I feel like it's a church half the time. So it's important to me. Anytime I hear anything that's important, the most important topic in human conflict, because why do humans conflict? Humans conflict because they think they're alone. That's why. Like, if you go back to the basis of it, if you go back to Venezuela, the only reason we conflict is because we want to go rob somebody else. That's it. The only human conflict, all human conflict, is about getting other people to agree it's a good idea to rob somebody else. That's it. That's the only reason. No other reason. The only reason we have conflict is we're convinced that it's a good idea to destroy the nation, to rape other people. It's a good idea to steal your borders. It's a good idea to keep people out your borders. Because you're alone. Your little narcissistic head. Alone. Because if we actually start to think that there's something else out there, something a little bit better, something that resolves conflict, something that could teach us the universe is full of all the minerals and oils and resources that we murder each other for, full of technology, the ability to grow hemp, I don't know, do something that actually is sentient. When you're alone, you group up like a dumb monkey. And you get up with your religion and your race and your nation and whatever, and you can get walked into doing the greatest evils possible if you think there's not enough and you need to murder other people for it. But that's all Venezuela is about. All Venezuela is about is we're going to get the resources for massive billionaires that run the United States government. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. I don't have a 2020. I don't have one, and I don't appreciate yours. I don't. I appreciate you. I know that you're doing what you think you're supposed to do, but I don't. Because presidents don't run our country, nor do prime ministers. Money make all the decisions. All the decisions. You know what? There's something I want to repeat to you. I get these thoughts in my head. I get these crazy thoughts in the morning. Sometimes I have like a post-apocalypse. I start posting a bunch of stuff. I am convinced that humanity must be scared into sentience. I am. I'm convinced that we have to accept we're not alone and other people will come murder us, other species, other non-carbon-based life forms. We still believe we're the only ones. We still believe that. We do. Outside of that lady who found the, what was it? Was it arsenic-based life in California or silica-based life? And now they're talking methane-based life. That's what's in the news today. Titan, methane-based life. And the most important thing about that, oh man, I got an eye booger. I can't get rid of it. No, that's not the most important thing, that it's an eye booger, but I got an eye booger. I can't get I've been messing with this thing all morning. I don't know why it ain't getting out. I wonder if methane-based life has eye boogers. I don't know. They might have solved that. They might have solved the eye booger problem with America, with the whole world, with the carbon-based life. But I'm convinced we have to be scared into sentience. I think that we need to know that we don't need to go rob across our borders, that there are allies across our borders. That's what Reagan was trying to say, that we're all natural allies in a universe that's always trying to kill us. Not that aliens are coming to kill us, but there's always an asteroid. There's always a disaster. There's always, I mean, we're not even a part of this damn galaxy. Remember we talked about that? We're not even a part of the Milky Way galaxy. We're a part of the, what is it, Sagittarian galaxy, and we crashed into the Milky Way galaxy. And not only that, but we're about to crash into a different galaxy now. We're going to be something else soon. There was a quote I wanted to throw at you this morning. Is that it? I don't know if that's it. Thoughts I was having. America's still ruled by not many boards of directors. And the only reason that we still are is because people still believe. They can only see as high as a president. That's all they can see. They can't see beyond that. But sometimes you got to walk in blindness and you have to see with your intellect. Sometimes you just have to think past presidents, think above presidents, and think that a board of directors is always in control, that money makes the decisions. It's all related, but I always default to aliens anytime they're in the news. Because if we can get scared into acting like we got some common damn sense, if we can trust any of the natives, Native Americans, we can trust any of the ancient cultures, the Aborigines, the ancient Jewish folk, the ancients from the Middle East, Egypt, all across this planet, that we were never alone, and we're not alone now, but we're obviously being left alone for the most part. We have to figure out that across the other borders, it's not an enemy, but it's an ally if we have a mind, if we have enough intellect to realize that. But there was something I wanted to show you. I do want to show you something, but I want to, there was a daggone. By the way, if I make a quote and I say something, you can take it, flip it, rub it down, oh no, and change. Quote me ever, anything I say. I don't care. I don't have a copyright on me. I'm not like most people. I don't have a copyright. I don't give two damns. You want to take my video, go put it in the music video, make some money or whatever. I don't care. I have no interest in your money. I have no interest in copyrights. I have no interest in any of that. I'm a part of a human race. Oh, damn it. I'm about to be a part of a no power race. I got a power warning. I didn't plug my battery in. But if I in a quote, say, oh, because sometimes people say, I say crazy stuff. Every now and then I luck up, say something, somebody says, oh, that makes a lot of sense. You can share it out. You don't have to share it. You can pretend you wrote it. I'm okay with that. I'm not interested in your money. I'm not. I had that. Been there, done that. I don't care nothing about your money or your economic systems. I understand why racism exists, because racism is just a tool of economics. I understand why nationalism exists, nationalism. It's a tool of economics. I understand why war and conflict exists. It's all tools of economics, and it's still all done based on this idea that they put you in this little old narcissistic mindset that you're alone, that you got to kill people for what you need. Oh, there was something, because I was making a quote, and I changed it because I was trying to be nice. And it applies. Before I show you, I want to look at this movie. There's a great movie on Netflix called The Titan. You need to watch it. It's on your watch list. You gotta watch it. Keep up. No, that's not it. Drone strikes, fairy tales. I talked about a whole bunch of stuff. Dang, I posted that much this morning? Okay, here go. Well, here's one I do want to share. I said, think about it. Is it? Oh, this is the one. Actually, this is the one. This is the one. But I changed it. I made it nice. I made it nice. Because sometimes you got to play nice on Facebook. I said, think about it. Is it ever a good idea to ask a mafia, a gang, local killers, or an empire for more jobs, for some health care, for minimum wage, for a wall? Is it ever a good idea to go to the most violent people in the area and ask them, people who you know make all their money in blood money? It's all based in death and destruction, murder and rape, and all the things that you would never want befalling on your country, your neighborhood, or your family. And go ask them for something. Because if you go ask, you go talk to Vinny the Nose and say, hey, can you ask the big boss if I can get some health care? You know it's gonna come with strings attached. Hey, Vinny, can you ask the boss, can we have minimum wage? You know it's gonna come with strings attached. Hey, boss, Vinny the Nose, can you ask the big boss if you can give us some jobs in the neighborhood? They're gonna give you some jobs. But never will it be the job you want. Never will that paying on anything you'd ever do and wipe the blood from your hands happily. That's what I'm saying. It's all release. I wanna, because all human conflict is based in this idea that we're alone and that we need to fight each other. Oh, dang it. I can't, I got to look at my comments. I got to make my last post. Did I pay? I didn't share it. What is this? I'll tell you what the next thing I'm about to share. Step number 1. No governments votes. Uh-oh, I don't think that's English. I know half the time my grammar's jacked up, but I don't care about the King's grammar. Hold on, let me read this to myself quietly. Y'all shut up for a minute. Just be quiet. I'm gonna read this quietly to myself. Make sure it makes some sense. Oh, right. Okay, right. I'm reading to you. Now I'm reading to you. I had to think about it for a minute. I'm getting old, y'all. Leave me alone. Step number 1. You have to understand that no government votes what to do. They're all told what to do. We continue to proceed like we can vote in our government and tell billionaires, trillionaires, and bankers and people who run the planet and money what to do. Monetary systems. No politician, no president, no prime minister, no Congress, no government on this planet ever votes on what to do, and you don't vote on them voting on what to do. They're all told what to do. And how do I know that? Because money makes the world go around. Money talks, and they print the damn money. Think about it. Think about it. You don't have to see it. Sometimes you got to walk blind. Sometimes you got to use your intellect. You can't see because they don't want you to see. They got blinders on your eyes because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to act. You're supposed to be emotional. You're supposed to be tribal. You're supposed to be narcissistic. That's what I was gonna change it to. Not that one, the other one. I was gonna say, think about it. How narcissistic is it to ask the local mafia or gangs or empire for more jobs, health care, and minimum wage? How narcissistic of you is it that you actually think it's a good idea to steal and rob from other people, to kill, murder, and rape others, send guns, weapons, and weapons of destruction to their country so you could have something shiny? What kind of monkey are you? What kind of monkey and shiny things do you? How narcissistic do you have to be? How self-centered and self-focused and don't even realize methane-based life on Titan? All right, I had to pull up. All right, let's get started. Like, get started. New people like, get started? You've been running your mouth for damn near 20 minutes. You ain't even started yet? Listen, all right, I don't know how this goes. I never know how this is gonna go. I look at stuff, crazy stuff happen. I go to sleep, got my crystals, wake up, my coffee, people post stuff, they send me stuff. Next thing you know, we're in a discussion. Save the planet. You're not alone, don't be stupid. All right, there we go. I got my comments up. I can see, it's a whole bunch of people here this morning. What was I talking about? Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, real quick, before I get started. Carrot. I was thinking about carrots. Like, you know how they get the horse, and they put the blinders on the horse. Yes, and the horse in this circumstance is you. But they get the blinders on the horse, and they do it to cows too, and they hang the carrot in front of it, and that's how they get the horse to prance around and go the way. Like with me, it wouldn't be a carrot, it'd probably be like some coffee or something like that. And I prance around. Humanitarian goods going to Venezuela, they're just carrots. That's all it is. They are carrots for revolt. We are trying to walk those people who can't see that the CIA is always murdering people all over Latin America. It's a carrot for revolt. It's a carrot for bloody revolt. Stop talking about it like it's a good thing. It's not a good thing, and they're not up to any good because presidents don't run this nation. Blood money does, and bankers do. It's run by a board of directors or multiple boards of directors. And some damn aliens. So stop believing it's not a good thing to ever get a horse, chain it up like Venezuela, put some blinders on and get it to dance around for a carrot. That's what they're doing. Stick. And the CIA is down there preparing that stick right now because they've been preparing that stick since Bush and Obama and now Trump. That's why none of the names matter, because none of them are ever in control of anything. Money's in control. And we're dumb enough to be stuck on fossil fuels, not realize, it's a bunch of oil on Titan. But the Titans ain't gonna let y'all have it. The Titans, all right, let me get started. We're gonna get started. All right, I'm done. Hi, good morning, everybody. Everybody in the house this morning. I want to show you something. This was a great blessing of a movie. Y'all need to watch it. It's called The Titan. There is non-carbon based life all over this planet. You are narcissistic and self-centered, stupid, ridiculous if you actually think that the only life form on this, anything is carbon based. You're a carbonist. You're a racist. You're a carbonist. Because that's what happens, right? Because you're Britain. Let's start with Britain. So Britain went to Africa. They didn't see nobody. There ain't no European based life here. Ain't no British based life, and they murdered everybody. But then again, Shaka Zulu too. Shaka Zulu went north to northern Africa and said, there ain't no South African based life nowhere around. They started murdering everybody. There is life everywhere. And it's probably based in every element. Whatever is prolific on that planet and whatever is required, why there is life on every planet. And that's what tried to tell us. We weren't listening. We were busy fighting. Let me show you this, because this is a great clip. And I think it's applicable to today, too. Check this out. This was a great movie.
No one attempts the impossible without belief in something greater than themselves.
I'll be giving you over 300 shots in the next few weeks.
With what? Our resources have been depleted. Time is running out. In 10 years, half the world's population will have starved to death. The planet will...
Is that sounding familiar to anybody? Anybody? This is why I don't hate Hollywood so much. I hate Hollywood. I do. Never mind. I do. I hate Hollywood. But I don't hate them as much because every now and then they'll release something that will let you know. Like, does that sound familiar? Anybody? Like, I don't know. Is that... Does that sound like Earth 10 years ago? Earth 5 years ago? All right. Let me show you.
Be uninhabitable. But there is one place that gives us hope. What if Titan could become our home? You will become enhanced humans, supermen. Most of you will fail. Some people will break during the training.
I never thought I'd see something like this.
The risks of the future.
You are going to be the first man on Titan. I love you. He's changing.
This isn't space research. It's criminal. They're becoming violent.
I want to finish it. I can see everything. There's no darkness.
There is something alive inside of him.
He's a soldier. There's $300 million worth of scientific research. There's no going back. They'll kill your family.
can't do.
All right, I'm not gonna show you the rest. Not gonna show you the rest. You can watch the rest. I'll post a link. You can watch the great movie. But the points I want to get to have already been said. Outstanding movie. In fact, I'm probably gonna watch it again tonight. Outstanding movie. This is him, by the way. They made Titans. So instead of like saving the planet, they destroyed the planet. It was becoming uninhabitable, and they figured out how to create life or to modify carbon-based life to live on Titan. Why? Well, mainly because there's life on Titan, but there's a lot of things there. This is why I don't hate on GMO. I don't hate on, well, no, take that back. I don't hate on genetic engineering. Because most of my friends, they can't stand it. I don't join teams. Like I said, I'm not on your team. You think I'm on your team? I'm not on your team. I'm not on your team. I'm not. I am just a human being. I'm an earthling, not on your team. But there might come a time we need genetic engineering. What I'm against is genetic things and putting in people's food and forcing them to eat it. That's my problem. You know, there might come a time vaccine-based technologies. I'm just against taking it, putting it in a giving to a pharmaceutical company so they can make something and shove it in the veins of little children and put on the label as a side effect death and forcing them to take it. That's what I'm against. All right. We need technology. They're just tools. We can either use them to be stupid and make money and fight other people across other borders or other corporations or around the neighborhood for money and retirement, or we can move forward with technology and use it for good things, because you may never know when you need it. So let me show you something else. Let me show you. Let me show you something. A lot of good. There were so many points in in this movie, and the other thing, but though you ain't moving to Titan, you're not gonna pull a Elon Musk, because Titans, they don't want you. They honestly, I'll be serious with you. The Titans, they don't want you. I ain't never seen a UFO or an alien in my life, but damn it, I know they're there. And they don't want you. Then you know how I know? You know how I know Titans don't want y'all dirty, stinky, smelly human fossil fuels? It's because America doesn't want Honduras. That's how I know. People in Britain, they don't want Libyans. People in Germany, they don't want, give me another country, Africans. Then nobody, you know, people, that's how I know. That's how I know. The Jews that were born in Israel, they don't want Palestinians. That's how I know the Titans don't want y'all. Outside the fact they kicked them out, but you know, I don't go there. I just, two-state solution, I'ma listen. From the moment that I became sentient, and I think I'm almost there, because I don't believe in killing people. I don't believe in the violence. I believe in force. Force solves problems. Violence never solves problems. Violence just creates another enemy, and that's what's wrong with the world. And that's why I'm not retired on a tropical island. I gotta stick in America and keep playing this game because the American government believes in violence because it's told what to do, because the people in America still believe in presidents and they still believe their federal government hasn't been bought. So I can't retire. They act on violence. So the whole world gears up and prepares for violence. They get ready for America to come murder. So they're making nukes. They're making weapons of mass destruction. They're doing anything they can, getting ready for the invader. But they're doing the things I think sentient people would do, right? Well, not sentient, what's the word? Sovereign. Sovereign. You live in a violent world. You have a gaslit nation like America that can't control its damn military because its people still busy fighting each other over things that don't matter. To keep the violence in place, they're picking 2020s to keep a violent model, murdering the world towards World War III. You gotta defend yourself. If you're a sovereign, you gotta defend yourself. So I understand defense. I believe in force. America, yeah, I say I'm not a military guy. I grew up in a military family, but I'm not all for the military. I am for defense. But it's obvious what America's doing is in defense. It doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter. You can put Bernie Sanders in, he's gonna murder millions of people too. Force is important. You gotta believe in your sovereignty. You have rights born as a carbon-based creature on Earth, and they are not allocated by a government. They're not allocated by kings nor lords. They're not allocated by neighbors. You have rights And one of our biggest problems is we believe our government actually allocates rights to us. They don't. You believe that, but they don't. But these are all things moving forward to being sentient, becoming a sentient sovereign. Let me show you the rest of this. Well, not the rest of this. This is the bit of the news I wanted to show you.
We've been told, you know, ever since we were kids, we've been told that we are the only form of life on the universe. Of course, the exception was when we watched movies, right? And comic books and stuff like that, filled with stories of other forms of life. But that was fantasy. We've really always been told that there's no place in our solar system that actually can support human life like us.
Oh, I gotta stop for a minute. So, and we still got parents raising their kids to believe that base life forms, that there is no life in outer space. It's impossible to have methane or silicon or arsenic-based life, that the carbon-based life is the best life, is the only life. Does that sound familiar to you? Because we still got parents not only raising them to believe that, we still got parents raising their children in bigotry. Oh, you should have pride in your race. Have pride in your nation. Have pride in your religion, which is the same damn thing. You're taking these innocent babies that are born neutral to all of your problems, and you're giving them your problems. You are making the problems of your generation prolific on them. You are doing the dumbest. This is why I always say when kids are born, don't tell them what they are. Let them grow up and let them tell you who they are. Love your kids more. Don't give them your bigotry and your ignorance. So, I won't go too far. That's another talk. Well, I was gonna say, oh, right. So I never raised my kids to believe we're the only life on the planet. You know what I raised my kids when I was younger? I raised them to be Christian. I raised them to believe in Jesus alien. I never called him alien. My mind wasn't big enough, my intellect wasn't expanding enough to understand that all religions are based on extraterrestrial creatures that came here and somebody wrote something down about them. I couldn't process that. But later, after I could, every minister I ran into, I said, you know, you believe in extraterrestrials, right? I'm not believing yours. So no, I don't do that. You know what? It reminds me of a moment that I let the rest of the news play. Because as a kid, I used to follow the alien thing. I used to follow the UFO thing, but then I fell away, which is why I know about that Italy friendship thing I posted yesterday. You see that? I think Rebecca saw that. Yeah, you know, Rebecca, I kind of remember that, but I didn't. What we forget, that 150 people in Italy were actually going and interacting with species, and they wrote a book. They took pictures and videos and everything, going back in a time where they didn't even know what strontium and barium actually did, but the aliens wanted it, and so they were bringing loads by the truck to them. Outside of the friendship Italy aliens, I backed away for a while, so I forgot all about that nonsense. I forgot all about it. And then one day I was watching YouTube. I was going on that rabbit hole, and it just dropped me into alien topic again. And I let my kids watch a video kind of explaining structures on the moon. That somebody else was on the moon. There's always somebody on the moon. I let them watch the video of my good friend Donna Hare explaining when she worked in NASA, she saw the structures on the moon. She worked in the department next to the departments that wiped the structures from the pictures from the moon, which made sense to me because I grew up with my father was a satellite engineer, and I always wondered, why in the hell do we send satellites up in space now and we spend $1 trillion for these damn satellites? And they only put Polaroid cameras on them. All the pictures are blurry. When I was a child, I remember seeing satellite pictures crystal clear. They look like the drone photo from that drone Iran stole from America. the drone that Iran commandeered. Crystal clear. But then how come Google Earth shows blurry pictures? How come all the pictures from the moon are blurry and blurred out? How come if you actually go out on JPL's website and you see the pictures from the moon, you can see a shadow and in a blurred out shape above it? Why are they hiding things from you? Because you don't own your government. You don't have any control in what they do. That's why I'm going off on a tangent here. Raise your children to not be ignorant. Raise your children to not be small-minded. Raise them to be open-minded, critical thinking creatures that actually can help drive the human race in the anti-violent direction, fighting over resource sentient way that it must go. Don't teach them pride in a nation. I don't know how I don't know if I posted that this morning or not. Don't teach them to be proud of no damn nation. Because like a friend sent me something. One of my Trump friends, and I was going to post it, but I decided not to, because in the middle of the video, the man was talking about, you must be a damn fool if you don't love America. I love America. I love my country. I don't love the country in the borders. I love in the region. I love North America, love South America. I love my earthlings, but I'm not proud of what my government does, because I know my government's not mine. My government doesn't work for me. My government doesn't work for anybody, sentient or non-psychopathic. They work for money. They work for billionaires. When am I proud of my nation? I'm proud of my nation when the people force the government to do sentient things I can be proud of. I'm not proud of my nation. I love my people. I'm not proud of my nation because it's not my nation. It belongs to billionaires and a board of directors that we never elect and we never will meet. So no, I'm not proud of America. I'm not proud of my nation right now because we're stupid. We're acting ignorant. We're immature. We're dividing up against each other and we're fighting for the billionaires in the 2020s that run it. All right, I'm done. I had to do a talk on pride at some point in time, but no, I'm not proud of my nation. And I don't want to post it because people get confused. When you see someone burning the flag, are they burning the flag because of what the billionaires buy the military industrial complex and the Pentagon do? Or are they burning the flag because they hate America? You need to think about that. You need to think about that very clearly. Is Kaepernick taking a knee because he hates America, or is he taking a knee because he loves America? You got to think about that. Do they hang the flag upside down because they're disrespectful of America, or they're saying country down? We need to fix these problems. You need to think a little more. Don't let others think for you. Think like carbon-based life. All right, here we go. So methane-based life. We're going to Titan. Let's go to Titan. Titan's in the news. That's why I focus on aliens when it hits the news. There's nothing more important than getting people to think outside of their own carbon-based narcissism. Think outside of their race and religion-based, Democrat, Republican-based, left-right-based narcissism. Listen to Ronald Reagan. You have allies across your borders, you have people over there that you need and resources that we all need to move forward as a collective earthlings, not billionaires that we want to keep supporting that are destroying every damn thing because they want to rob the nation over the next borders. All right, let's get into Titan.
Or for that matter, any other kind of life. You know, things like oxygen and hydrogen and nitrogen in just the right amounts, we're told by our scientists. But what if there's a form of life that doesn't need that same combination that we need? Tonight,
what if?
A bombshell from NASA scientists. One of Saturn's moons may actually harbor methane-based life. That's what they're calling it. And Michelle Greenstein is here to
life is
break
prolific.
This down for us.
Life is everywhere.
What are these scientists saying? What have they found?
Well, firstly, if we do find methane-based life, in other words, if we do find that life is able to exist under these conditions, then the implications of that are huge because that means life could exist basically anywhere. So one of NASA's scientists, Dr. Amanda Hendricks, said that it's possible that on Titan, one of Saturn's moons, there is this methane-based extraterrestrial life. Now, this wouldn't be the kind of, humanoid, alien, green people that we think of in movies. These would be very simple life forms at this point. But
no, stop it now at this point. Now she's saying that because she knows your intellect's not ready for that. She's saying that because she knows your mind is not open enough for that. She's saying that because she doesn't want to scare you just yet. I want to scare you, damn it. I need you scared, okay? I'm like Ronald Reagan in this moment. Every president's allowed to say something that's true every now and then. They probably get about 2 minutes of truth that they actually get to say in between picking Jell-O on Wednesdays, the color of it. Be scared. There's life everywhere and it looks just like you. How do I know? Because you. That's how I know. Life evolved in Africa, it evolved in the Middle East, it evolved in North America, it evolved in South America, it evolved all over this damn planet. Life is everywhere. Single cellular organisms want to become multicellular organisms. Why? Because they want more resources. How do I know? Because America wants more resources, and that's why they're willing to go murder Venezuelans, destroy their country, give them a blood carrot, and destroy everything for it. They're willing to destroy the whole planet. How do I know that that's true? How do I know that life, as below, so above? Because we do it all the damn time. Why in the world are we flirting with World War III and nuclear exchange? Because billionaires want what other billionaires have, and they got you dumb enough to believe that your nation exists so they can take your nation and buy your military and destroy it. That's how I know. We all want resources. We all want to take the others. And so a single cellular Titan one day say, damn it, we ain't collecting enough resources here. There's methane everywhere, and the neighbors, they're getting more methane than I am. So I need more methane. So a single cellular organism on Titan said, you know what, we're gonna make a multicellular organism. Why? Because we can collect more energies. We're a little farther from the sun. We don't have as much energy as a carbon-based life. And they get together in multicellular organisms. And eventually the aliens come and give them that second chromosome. So I know there's life everywhere. For the same reason that you go to church every Sunday morning. That's why. Same reason you go to temple, wherever you go. But she don't want to scare you. I want to scare you. We need to be scared. We need to be scared into acting sentient. We need to be scared and growing the hell up. We need to be scared by the fact that rape still exists on our planet. We need to be scared of these things. That in New York City, Chicago, and all over the planet, they're raping women like hotcakes. We need to be scared of Honduras and the fact that you got something called femicide, where they don't investigate less than 5% of women being murdered and raped. We need to be scared because we're a scary bunch. We're a scary bunch, and we're fighting each other in the universe that might decide to come take our energy too. If we steal each other's energy here, if we will murder and kill, rape other carbon-based life, the hell you think they might do to us? Need to be scared. She doesn't want to scare you. She wants to coddle you. Plus, she's got to stay on the news too. You don't get to stay on the news if you just throw out the raw, ugly truth. You get to stay on the news if you kind of give people spoon-fed them a little something that makes them feel good about themselves. Right, Brother Kelly? Kelly! Brother Kelly's here, y'all. Brother, we're going to be on later today. We're going to talk about hemp. Brother Kelly, hemp is a plant from outer space. If you ask me, there's no way that damn thing evolved all the capabilities and properties that it does. We're going to do a talk on some little known facts about hemp, how the world is about to change, that America got away from this gaslit, crazy, dumb, ignorant war on cannabis, that began a war on drugs that just started up more human conflict all around this planet. Brother Kelly! He builds hempcrete houses. Anyway, let's get back to it. So she don't want to scare you. I want to scare you. Because I think us being scared is how we gain our sentience. It's how we go back to evolving. It's how we figure out that we all need to work together or we're all gonna die.
She is the co-lead of NASA's Oceans World Exploration Program. This is essentially NASA's attempt to track down alien life. Titan is a huge target of this kind of program because of the conditions. The conditions make it a very strong contender for life forms.
Is it like a liquid or something that they have found there? Is that what it is?
So the life forms would be methane-based, like we said, but here's what we know. In 2004, we actually sent an orbiter and a lander to Mars, and they sent back a few hundred pictures. Here are some of them. Interestingly enough, they sent them until the batteries done. The lander died, and the lander actually froze. But like if you take a look at these photos, it looks pretty similar to Earth, right?
Yeah, this could be, Key West, the Mojave Desert, different places like that.
Right, we're seeing like continents and oceans. There's a lot of similarities between Titan and Earth, and actually a lot of scientists say if it weren't orbiting another planet, we'd probably call it a planet itself. But like I said, this
waves, geologically active. You see the island that appeared in the methane ocean and it disappeared a few days later. They see seasons, they see valleys, they see mountains, they see hills. It is a planet that is active and it has all the requirements for life that ours does.
Landscape emerged, very similar to Earth, except the only difference is, of course, as you can see, it's shrouded in this sort of thick orange smog. Now, scientists say that this is because the sunlight is reacting with nitrogen and methane, and this has been happening for billions of years. That's why it looks like that, and I actually think it's quite beautiful. But scientists also found, and this really shocked them, that it had a river system. Titan is actually the only body in our solar system to feature seas of stable liquid on their surface. Now, of course, that liquid is not water, it's methane, right? But some scientists say that if we were to go to one of Titan's lakes, we would find bacteria that's actually been able to metabolize liquid methane. Now, as we know, methane is not a liquid that you or I or other forms of life on Earth like. You know, the cell membranes on Earth would not be able to form on Titan, but maybe there are some forms of titanium bacteria that have found out how to metabolize methane and that can actually only exist in methane. And perhaps those life forms, you know, would be shocked to hear that other life forms exist with H2O.
Well, it's interesting because we talked about this a little bit when I was tossing to you that it's very important to understand that just because we are not because the environment is not suitable for us does not mean that it may not be suitable for others or other types of organisms. But yet scientists have never been willing to say that, it seems, until now.
Right, so we're kind of moving away from the paradigm of only looking for water-based life. Remember, we used to be like, oh, Earth is the only place where there's liquid water. Now we know that's not true. There are other forms of liquid on these other bodies. Exactly. Yeah. So like I said, even though methane, we wouldn't be able to exist on this type of body, on one of Saturn's moons, other organisms might be shocked to hear that there are organisms on Earth that survive in water.
So they're not little green men, though, like with one big eyeball right on the forehead?
Most likely not.
Thank you so much.
Most likely not. Most likely not. It's okay, Americans. It's okay, Europeans. It's okay, everybody. Keep fighting. It's most likely not. They most likely don't have spaceships and they can come here and they can actually cause problems on your planet. They can come steal resources. You know, people get in that whether or not aliens want to come rob you and steal from you. I just think that as above, so below. I don't know. That I know of, I've never met it. But I think they're here. I think they're here. I think we're just more profitable being farmed. We're more profitable agreeing with billionaires to rape and destroy planets and picking 20 points. That's what I think. Methane kind of smells bad, correct? Oh, methane Dee. Yeah, no, methane doesn't smell no good. It doesn't smell. I think if we actually were on methane planet, oh my goodness. Woo. Yeah, I don't think you want to go to Titan. You shoot. Titan smell like, I don't know. Cows and methane and gas and they definitely have to merge your carbon-based DNA with methane base for you to tolerate what that planet probably smells like. Yeah, just nothing but rotten eggs. Nasty. Nasty. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Otherwise, we can go into some other news. But that's all human conflict. All human conflict that I see is always based in resources. It's resource-based. That's why nobody cares. Nobody, I think, with the intellect and the open mind cares about your pick for 2020 for U.S. president, because nobody cares. Once you realize resources are why conflict exists, you focus on bigger issues. You focus on the things that matter. You focus on the fact that no matter who you put as a prime minister of France or president of the United States, we still got resource problems because a very few own all of them. That's why we're going to Venezuela, so they can take the ownership of the resources they tried to give to the people. Chavez did. Take them and give them to the billionaires. Agenda 21. Yeah, things for Agenda 21. They use everything against us. As long as we have closed minds about living green, they can take it and they tweak it for the billionaires. Like everything becomes crony, all of it. Every time she says actually, it grates my nerves. Everybody speak different. Everybody got their own little twang. Everybody got their own little thing. I get annoyed too. I kind of accept the things about other people that annoy me, Tina, because it's important. Other people's ticks matter. Just like other people's lives matter, like everybody's lives matter. Maybe on the Earth's recovering from destruction, or maybe on, or we're trying to say one, Sandy, maybe one of the Earth's recovering from destruction. Well, Sandy, you know what I think we hop planets. I kind of do. I kind of think that we evolve, and those who are maniacal enough and psychopathic enough to get on top and to get others to follow them, they become a breakaway civilization, and we hop around. Some people theorize that we came from Mars, and we hopped here from Mars, and we were the end of Mars, and they dropped us here. When Mars died, we just evolved. I don't know. Let me see what else we got. A whole bunch of stuff in the news. It's important, but like I said, I do international news. I found some things interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna get into them. We're just gonna look at some comments right now. But U.S. Treasury imposes new sanctions on Venezuela. Right. To me, that's not a thing, because when you impose new sanctions on Venezuela, all you're trying to do is starve people so that you can go in and invade them. Hydropower world business card. Yes, China's world business card. That's important. China makes more renewable energy, double the renewable energy America does. That's a hint. China's going around the world making renewable energy. Why? Because they actually believe what they say when it comes to not changing ecosystems, causing climates, speeding about climates changing. So they're actually doing it. The American politicians, they just lie about it, and they get you to fall in with them. America's plan right now, which is why I know presidents aren't in control, because the plan under this administration, same plan under the last administration, and the same plan under the last administration for energy, which is murder other countries and steal their oil. That's what the plan has always been. So I gotta get past even saying the name Trump or Obama or Clinton or Bush, because you know, more and more, the more I'm like really paying attention to what's happening, and I'm starting to see through the matrix, the little bald man behind the curtain and the Wizard of Oz on this nightmare of a planet. Is every time someone starts a conversation with Trump, you know that they don't know what they're talking about. Anytime someone starts a conversation with Obama or Clinton or Merkel, Macron, they have no idea what they're talking about. Because money makes the world go round, not the puppets that they put in place to make them the money. Think higher than what you can see. Use your intellect to think about what actually can, instead of your eyes and what they can see. Because everything you see is controlled. All the media is controlled. It's all owned. For the same reason, she didn't want to scare you with life on Titan. There's been life out there for the longest time. They discovered that with, what is it, the Viking? Probably before that. Before that, Abraham told you there's life in outer space. Thoth told you that. The Sumerians, the Assyrians, everybody told you there's life all out there. All right, the other thing in the news was Venezuela opposition leader bashes Maduro for blocking aid. Well, we know the aid is a revolt carrot, so that doesn't mean anything. Who's this guy? Guaido. He's a sellout, and he's willing to murder thousands of his own people, if not tens of thousands, in a bloody revolt. And I don't think he can turn around if he wants to. I think the billionaire's got his hooks into him. And I think that the truth is you're going to murder tens of thousands of your own citizens in a bloody revolt, or we'll kill everybody in your family. Money makes the world go round. Guaido is not a good guy. He's a sellout. He's going to get a lot of people murdered, including American troops and Colombian troops and Brazilian troops and Venezuelan people just trying to live. Official Guaido handed over oil to the U.S. Yeah, of course he did. But it's not the U.S. It's the people who own the U.S.
Guaido, do you really think that Trump is going to let you rule alone? You are what you are, a puppet. Do you think that Trump is not going to get his hands on Venezuelan oil? It's not that you don't believe it, it's that you know it. You made an agreement already. You already handed it over.
Of course he made an agreement, but it's not going to Trump. They just say it that way because, once again, they need you to think that the oil's coming for you, and it's not. The billionaire's going to take that oil, they're going to take ownership of it, they're going to make a lot more money, they're going to invest in their pharmaceutical companies to give you poisonous drugs and medicine and vaccines. They're going to invest some of it with the banks and the chemical companies to poison your aquifers and put carcinogens in your apples and your oranges. and it's never going to come home to you. And they use the rest of it to buy the politicians to keep starving you through artificial scarcity and making laws that don't allow you to survive. It's never about us. That's what I'm saying. But I think I posted the other day something about America first. What did I say? Y'all still believe in America first? Anybody out there? Where my firsters at? Firsters! America first! We're putting America first! They're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Because North American or South American globalism and colonization is firster. They took all of those supplies, all that food, medicine, water, and everything, took it all the way around, all them poor kids all over America to get it to Venezuela, get burned up on a truck sitting on the border to start a bloody revolt. Because America ain't first. America ain't run by the government. America ain't second neither. Not in the American government's eyes. America's not third. America's not fourth. America is the last people to get any damn thing because Americans are still fighting each other over their skin color. So nobody gives the people who run this nation, they don't give two damns what you think about an American because you're already still lost in the nonsense. This was nice. This is what soldiers are for. This is why I'm not against soldiers. I'm not against, there's a soldier, they got the music. Soldier saves people out of a bus. It was a bus that was driving China, hit the trees and fell up. Chinese people flying everywhere. Oh! You know, I don't think anybody, I think they got hurt. Nobody died. And then the soldier took his muscles, getting training, right? Because you can train a soldier to be a psychopath, right? You can tweak the warrior gene so they don't have fear. He didn't have any fear. He went right in. The bus could explode like on TV, but he just grabbed the glass away like Superman, ran up in the bus and started just saving little Chinese people. Just take them out. See, soldiers are important. This is why warrior gene's not a bad thing. This is why making psychopaths aren't a bad thing. It's about how you he even got some like cut his hand. Wasn't even scared. Just psychopaths aren't a bad thing. That's what not all psychopaths are violent. Right? Warrior gene is just 27 different genes and they take away fear. We evolved the warrior gene. We evolved that. Why? Because sometimes you had to kill a woolly mammoth to feed your tribe. You couldn't have that. You gotta jump into a bus. So no, I don't think militaries are bad. I think militaries are for defense. That's the only reason they should exist. In this stage of becoming sentient and evolving, you can't have a military in somebody else's country. That's how you know you're wrong. Speaking of that, what just happened? We trying to put the military in, where they trying to go now? They're trying to move the military base in Japan, Okinawa. People flipping out, oh, y'all get that base out of here. And same happening in Japan, happening here. That's why I can go all over the world's news. What kind of examples do y'all want? All the same damn thing. Everywhere you go. Japan pushes ahead with U.S. bases.
It intends to push ahead with a controversial American base relocation
of course.
In Okinawa Prefecture, despite local objections.
Despite local objections.
Nearly three.
Hold on. Despite local objections. This is what I talk about sovereignty. This is how you know if your government actually works for you. If you don't want 5G and they're rolling out 5G, you don't want to be poisoned by pharmaceuticals. They're rolling out pharmaceuticals. You don't want a war on drugs and kids running all over the street because they have access to guns everywhere because you got a war on drugs. And you tell the government to stop and they don't stop. You want to grow some hemp. You want to build hempcrete houses and plastic and take carbon out the air, put it in the hemp, put it in the brick, build a house with it. You want to do these things and your government says no. Most of y'all want to do it. They say, well, the government is for the people. We the people. And the government says no. You want that American base the hell out of there because you're not America and American Marines ain't supposed to be in your country any damn way. They call it defense. And your government says, nah. I'll let it play out. But this is a referendum. This is the warnings that people tell you about the referendums. Right? Because I don't believe that the billionaires care about your referendum. I believe in direct democracy. I do believe in Rick because I think we got to take the next step in evolving governments from being feudal owners, take more power from the billionaires and start to get some kind of control in government. But when the government can look at the referendum, this is a referendum, and everybody in Okinawa was like, no, hey ho, they gotta go, hey ho, and they're not going. The government like, well, thank you for your input, citizens. Thank you, we really appreciate your input. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna roll out 5G anyway. We're gonna poison you anyway. You know what? I understand that most citizens in our country don't like climate change, and they're really worried about chemtrails. we're going to do it anyway. Okay, but thank you for your input. And it's just like, well, is the government there for you or not? This is why I ain't voting. This is why I don't have a 2020, because nobody owns their government. Let me finish it. Right here.
Quarters of its residents voted against the policy in the recent referendum, and Okinawa governor called on Tokyo to accept what he called a firm decision by the people. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said the government understood the concerns of the local people, but the relocation would still go ahead.
Anyway.
Japan says
we understand your concerns, and we understand that you made a firm decision being our people, and you don't want the United States military-based offense, national offense in our country. But we're gonna do it anyway. This is why I'm not on board with your 2020. No one owns their government. Money owns the governments. People need to just focus on that. Let me go through the rest of the news real quick. Anything else was important? China discovered, can y'all see that right there? China discovers large gas reserves in Baja Bay. Why the hell are you looking for gas reserves in Baja Bay? It's because you got gaslit people. That's why people who still think fossil fuels are important and delicious and we should keep this going. You shouldn't be looking for no damn fossil fuels, China. You already got hydraulics and dams everywhere making hydrogen power. The only reason they look for gas is because you got gaslit people who still believe your lies. Stop looking for gas. People, stop sharing. It's a bad idea. Meanwhile, in America, they're rolling out pipelines and blowing up nations. Questions linger over China-U.S. trade deal. Again, trade deals are for billionaires, has nothing to do with you, nothing to do with me. Trade deal, international trade between massive corporations and massive nations are always about millionaires becoming billionaires and billionaires becoming trillionaires, and they get gaslit dumb people to jump in and think it has anything to do with them. It's got nothing to do with you. They want more. Because a millionaire can't buy a government. A billionaire can only buy parts of the government, but a trillionaire can buy an entire damn continent. And the only way they get there is they got to sell their crap to other nations that got the money to and starve the people in their country so they can't have it. So no, I don't like any trade deals. Everybody should be trading locally. I am completely against every damn trade deal that's ever been created. Y'all should have watched. It was a good watch party. Is Jay still around? Jay had a good watch party yesterday. Listen to Ross Perot debating with what's that man name that lied about climate change? What's that man name? Y'all love him. What's the man that he invented climate? He invented the lies about it. He invented the lying part. He got everybody scared of it. You know, he didn't bring forward the real deal. The fact that climates always change. And yeah, we can do some ecosystem destruction to make it worse. What's his name? Somebody post his name. Anyway, it was a great watch party yesterday. Ross Perot debating him and made perfectly good sense. No trade deal should ever exist. No trade deal ever, anyway, nowhere, never. Why? Because you are a maker. You're a creator. You're a human being. You're supposed to be making things and selling them to your neighbor. Your neighbor's supposed to be making things and selling them to you, or barter, or trading, or taking care of each other. Thank you, Al Gore. That's the bastard. Thank you. People got my back. Thank you for giving me my back. Give me my back, people. You know, so no trade deal should exist. You're not supposed to have trade deals, y'all. This is cronyism. This has always been cronyism. All they do is they figure out ways of selling millions of goods to another nation to make more power, to become even more powerful so they own the next generation. No, they need to support. This is why I agree with tariffs. Tariffs are so important. But Trump gets the tariffs wrong. He's right about tariffs, but he doesn't do it in a way that's effective, right? He does crony tariffs. This is what I'm trying to tell you, that he's there for him. He's not there for you. He's there for him and his homies. Okay? That's why he's there. He's doing selective trade deals with his friends in the industries that they own, in the countries of the billionaires that are starving Americans, not helping Americans, starving Americans. If Trump were there to help, he'd roll out trade deals across the board on everything. Not trade deals, tariffs. Why? So if you make a hairbrush, your hairbrush is more, you have a better chance of selling your hairbrush to your neighbor at $5 than slaves in China or Mexico that are making them for $2. Slaves that aren't even paid enough to actually buy their own hairbrush they make, like the tomatoes. All trade deals are foul, all of them. When I believe in global trade, is when nobody's starving. that's when I believe it. Until nobody's starving in your nation, you ain't got no damn business trading anything. Until everybody in your country has whatever you're making for free, you got no business selling. And you probably still don't have no business selling, Russ, because right now we still living in the... When we have a gift or resource-based economy, I'll agree with world. Until then, all it is just about control. It's about giving farmers more power to build better fencing and 5G and 6G for the human race. Stupid ideas. Stupid ideas, y'all. Don't get behind stupid ideas. Man killed by special forces after taking crew member hostage. Well, okay, yeah. I saw that one. The guy had a fake gun, so... hey. I'm not against the CIA, y'all. I'm not against the FBI. I'm not against the DHS. I'm not against the military. I'm not against any of that. They're just tools. They're either used for billionaires or they're used for the people. And hell yeah, somebody gets on an airplane with a gun, even if it's a toy gun, then yeah, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. You're not supposed to make it. I believe in, well, this is me. I believe in defense. I do believe in force. And that's what you got special forces for. They're supposed to have special force. Not offensive force, but special force. CIA is not supposed to be in Honduras. They're not supposed to be anywhere in Latin America. CIA is supposed to be in America. And it's supposed to be a special force. When something bad comes for us, they supposed to go for them. That's how the special force is supposed to work. Not special forces in other nations killing weak people. That's wrong. That's the wrong way. Blah, 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 blah. What else we got? Pressure increases on Maduro to accept foreign aid. He shouldn't accept it. I think that, well, I think that the foreign aid should go to him. If America meant that for humanitarian reasons, it would go directly. They wouldn't make it to go to Guaido. They would give it to Maduro to give it to people. But it's not about humanitarian crisis. It's about a carrot for revolt. So Maduro's not taking it. And I'm okay with that. That's, hey, they elected him. He's democratically elected. It's all about what they want. Oh, let me show you this. Look at this. Meanwhile, while you got ghetto trains all over America, you got the Chinese, they're rolling out a new next generation high-speed train. Look at this. It's all nice and comfy and stuff. And the billionaires in America, they ride that train. Why they buy the cheap trains for you, the ones with the graffiti on the side and the seats with the whole. Last time I was on the train, lady had to pee. I don't know why she stayed on the train to pee, but I had to go to New York. I think I told that story. When I got on the train, she peed. We so poor in America that people got to pee on trains, and we're okay with that. While the Chinese are making nice, luxurious trains. Fold back. See what you can do when you got a lot of resources. See what you can do when you got a lot of people to work together. You got night. Look, she just sleeping on the train. Just booty all out in the aisle, comfy. That's how we should be. But no, like to rob people. All right, let me get out of here. I think that's the last bit of the news I want to talk about. But it's important. Human conflict exists because we always think we're alone. We always think we got to rob our neighbors, and we don't have to rob our neighbors. There's nothing more important than realizing that human beings aren't alone in the universe. Not alone in your country, not alone on the planet. A lot of other, well, let me see, was anything else? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's it. I'm done. All right, I'm done. Last comment. Well, not last comment. First comments. I didn't do comments at all. Were y'all even here? Was anybody even watching? Was I paying attention? I was off in my zone. I'm sorry. I was in my zone. I did drink a bunch of coffee this morning. All right. What did I miss? What y'all talking about? And if I need the revenue, they got me. Dee, I don't know what you're talking about, but don't sell yourself, girl. Don't do that. Little pretty lady, you're not supposed to sell yourself. That's bad. We need to get past having a society where pretty ladies got to sell themselves for coffee. Let's stop it. We got to get out of that. The idea that no, Dee, it's not for you. That'll get me in trouble. No, but the idea that prostitution is still a thing, that's got to go away. That's got to go away. That's how you know you're not sentient. That's how you know you ain't in control of any of your governments. The fact that little girls have to sell their body in what is the Philippines, the Chris Hedges was telling you about, where he wrote a book where the girls abused so bad to sell their body for a bag of rice that they got PTSD. They show signs of what troops so have coming home from war because these perverts are doing these things to these little girls. That's not sentient. That's not sentient. Damn it, America, you want to help somebody? Not America, America's government, the America's owners. If they want to help somebody, they can help the Philippines. That's what you could do. You can help the little girl. That's some humanitarian aid, not getting a whole bunch of people raped and murdered and killed in Venezuela, starting a... That's what help looks like. Rulers rule it all. Yes, they do, Lord. They rule it all. They don't give two damns about us. Russia has aimed nukes at 5 places in the USA. That's where the bunkers are. That doesn't make sense, Alan. But they got whole cities now, don't they? They got whole cities underground, and none of the Democrats and Republicans got bunker keys. They got cities all underground. They're getting ready, whether it's for the aliens or the nuclear weapons or whatever's coming. The project, was it Blue Beam or something? They're going to fake the alien attack of the Russian nukes. They're going to take care of each other. Not going to take care of you, but you can keep voting. I guarantee you what, Bernie Sanders will be in that bunker right next to Trump, right next to Obama, right next to Clinton, giggling, laughing with May, Merkel, and everybody else drinking brandy, swimming in the pool while y'all up here with us dying. I'm going to smack you. I told you so. I tried to tell you. You don't own your government. Stop that. You don't fix an oligarchy by voting. That's what they want you to do. That is actually what they spend the billions of dollars they get from invading to get you to do. They need to keep consenting to the idea that rape and violence are good things to keep. They need you to fight for health care and single payer and jobs, blood money, a system that is required to murder people. They need you to keep voting. All right, what else we got? Brother Robert Walton, Utah State Government Accountability Day is this Friday. The people are sovereign. Yes, they are, brother. They are sovereign. And that word is coming. That's popping up more and more. People are using it. People are starting to figure out that governments don't give you rights. You're born with them. People are starting to figure it out. I don't want my kids growing up begging people for rights, are betters for rights because they got more jewels, because the kids are born, their kids are born with more jewels. They get to tell your kids what rights they have. Government wasn't allocated any rights. Government never was allocated from the Constitution or just from sentient damn law, natural law. I like the sound of that, Brother Walt. Don't know nothing about it, but I like the sound of that. The government needs to be accountable, and human beings need to be sovereign. They are sovereign. Never vote against your neighbor on anything. Never vote for somebody else because they got more jewels against your neighbor. One of the things that drives me crazy. Why in the hell are y'all sending these politicians money? It just boggles my mind. I can't even process and think. You got starving people in every city all over this world, and you're sending people who live in gated communities, Bernie Sanders, millions of dollars to help. You're sending puppets millions of dollars to get in office to do the same thing the last people didn't do. And you send the money in envelopes and it has to go past all the homeless people that could use a biscuit. My mind. Why do poor people send wealthy people with a lot more jewels in a mansion that's gated that you can't even get in? They won't text you back, email you back, write you back, even answer the phone when you call. But you can't wait like a slave to send them some money. You want your government back? Try sending them no money. You want your government back? Try saying, no, I ain't gonna vote for you. You don't ever do anything for me. Why would I vote for you? Moving the polls have sped up for 9 miles a year to 30. I start all over. Moving of the polls has sped up from 9 miles a year to 34 miles, and no one thinks maybe it has something to do with all the holes drilled into Earth. See, Susan, now you scared me, girl. You know you scared me, right? So you post some stuff. You scaring me a little bit now. All right, I see. Because you know what? When you say that, what I think about not just the holes drilled in the Earth, but I think about, like we say, climate change is normal. Climate's always change. It's like on Titan, things are always changing. It's just how life works. It's how chaos works. Is that you got certain areas where the caps are melting, and other areas where water is coalescing as ice. and you've got the rocks in other areas, perhaps the wobble of the planet. Like, I think that's where you're going with that. And maybe it's aliens drilling holes. What was the guy's name? Mel's Hole? Was that ever real, Mel's Hole? Anyway, endless holes. And so the planet starts to shift and how it wobbles. And this is what I'm saying. I don't care about climate change. I don't care about it because the climate's always changed. We need to stop fighting over climate change and get ready. That's what we need to do. We need to go to hemp fuel and creating a society based in hemp, not fossil fuels, because bad things are always coming. If bad things always come, we're either preparing for it or we're waiting to die. But if the wobble of the planet's changing and Antarctica's gonna defrost, and all the bacteria that lives there can come out and kill everybody, but the civilizations that live there will be revealed because it'll defrost, and now it's time for North America. It's time to move towards and become the Northern Pole. Like, I think that sounds pretty dangerous, Susan. Like, I think that maybe slightly we should think about that. Or are you the aliens are drilling holes and they're shifting the wobble of the planet so it brings about some chaos, and maybe that'll bring the family together? Maybe that makes sense. You know, I guess, you know what, come to think of it, if that's your theory, if I were, that's probably what I'd do. That's probably what if I could slowly make the climate shift by shifting the pole, doing something, I would do that. Because it's called tough love, right? It's called tough love. Your family pulls together in a crisis. You manufacture a mild crisis on the planet, then that would make sense. What's wrong, YouTube? Y'all sad? I see Seed and Augustine over there. Y'all pretty quiet. Are y'all agreeing with me, or y'all just like, I don't like the topic? I don't even want to engage. I don't want to encourage him to talk about aliens at all. I like aliens. I think it's important. I think when people realize they're not alone in their own little narcissistic head, that's when we do better. When we know there's something out there that probably is better. And killing our neighbor or people over the other side of the border, we should be building them up and helping them. A stronger planet means that we can get ready for the asteroids or whatever's coming. Three-headed giant reptilian. All right, let me keep going. Okay, Brother Kevin's over there. Okay, y'all just got quiet on YouTube. I think y'all fell asleep. YouTube, y'all. They fell asleep. Did he say something? I agree with you. That's okay. That's okay. My feelings hurt just a little bit, Brother Kevin. Just a little bit. Y'all hurt my feelings a little bit. I want to see some comments. I don't want to talk to myself. That's stupid. All right. Although I do talk to myself all the time, and I answer myself too. But you can't get nowhere. I need people with other experiences. I need people who grew up in a poor trailer park. I need people who grew up on the farm. I need people who live in Honduras. I need people who live in Russia. I need people who live in France. I need everybody to speak up and give their perspective. That's why I appreciate everybody's perspective. Everyone. I don't push nobody away. You don't ever have to agree with me on anything. We're all family, and we only get smarter if we listen to everybody. Lack of everything caused all universal problems. Yes, yes, thank you. Y'all, we all listen to Rizag. Well, y'all listen to the brother. It's the lack. When you have lack, you have conflict. When there is no lack, there's no conflict. And the biggest problem for the billionaires is we live on a planet that got everything everywhere. Everywhere. They got food, water, houses. We got everything. We got coltan, what you want. We got some tin, uranium, oil. We got everything everywhere. Everybody has solar panels. Everybody can, everywhere. Plenty of resources. You don't have to do nothing but wake up in the morning and invent something. That's what human beings should be doing. That's why I don't believe y'all should work for these killing corporations. Lack is human. That's where all conflict comes from. When people have what they need, they're not moody, right? Rizek, that's how it works. When human beings, but you take something from them, you hide it in a bank account because you want your nicer retirement than your neighbor. When you hide it, yeah, they get moody. Poor people supposed to get moody. They're supposed to act up. That's why they're supposed to join the white nationalists. They're supposed to join the Black Panthers, and they're supposed to hate you. They're supposed to hate you because you're hiding their resources, things they need to live and survive in a bank account. The same way the billionaires are. They're supposed to hate you. All right. All right. Let me see. Uh-oh, what the hell? Out in the aisle, comfy. Yes, Lori, that's not a thing though. That's funny. That's funny, but it's not. Don't ever be booty out in the aisle, comfy. Not in America, because somebody gonna grab that booty. Don't do that. Don't ever like her on the train. Y'all still back up over there. You don't ever sleep like that. All right. Said booty in the house comfy. Robert, that's not what I didn't say that. Did I say that? I don't think I said that. I didn't say that, Robert. Don't be. Lori said, I didn't say that. Sometimes I drink coffee, I get excited, y'all. I say stuff I didn't know I said. I know I used to be married. My wife used to be like, yeah, you know you said this. I was like, no, I didn't. You sure? I ain't say that. I don't think I said that. I think I was excited having fun. But that is comfy, isn't it? Booty in the house comfy. We can make a planet. Booty in the house comfy. Hashtag booty in the house comfy. That's what we need, Rizek. We need a planet where everybody has everything they need. We need a gift-based, resource-based society, and we just be booty on the planet comfy. We're not worried about having our booties in the aisle. We don't need prison. We gotta worry about they booties. We need freedom and peace and democracy and liberty and constitution and restrain the federal government so we all can be booty in the ghetto happy. Booty in the trailer park, booty. See what Lori started? All right, stop. I'm done. I'll get the last couple comments. I got to get out of here. America has no idea. No, Ellen, they have no idea and they want no ideas. They just want to rob everybody. That's all they want because they're all raised to be racist. That's why I believe what Dave Chappelle said. Everybody's racist. I don't care what you say. I talking about this person, that person, their mama, what they just got a little more dosage of poverty and lack than you got. Everybody's racist because in America, we're all taught generalities from the very beginning. Carbon-based life is the only life on Carbon-based life is the only life in the universe. America life, the only life on the planet. Everybody's less alike than what we are. We're all raised in these generalities, and that's time we grow up. Time we grow. We are the booty in the aisle people that we've been waiting. All right, that's enough. Enough booties. See, yeah, what you taking Tina's job today, Lori? Cut it out. That is happening in Cuba, Jamaica, etc. They will sell themselves off. Yeah, they will, Cheryl, because they always find the sellouts. They always find a Guaido. They always do. All over Africa, they got tons of them. They find sellouts, and if they don't find a sellout, they'll murder the whole country till they get a sellout. And when they get a sellout like Guaido, who's willing to turn against his neighbors, they're good to go. Then they can steal all the resources and give them to billionaires. That's how it goes. All right. I live for G one-liners. I got a one-liner team. Oh, you are here. No, I ain't got no one-liner. I got no one-liner. That was Lori. Listen, I keep my booty in my pants. I don't put my booty in the aisle. This America. Shoot. They catch you slipping. They get you. Oh, no. I stay low-key. I keep my booty in places where it don't get me in no trouble. I want my kids to have that kind of a society where they can be free and smell the roses and grow some cannabis and hemp and build a cob house. That's what I want them to have sovereignty. Me, no, I didn't live greedy high on the hog. I was a pig and I had my pearls. I was swine. I believed in this system. I believed in getting a job, making a lot of money, working for these big killer corporations. I need to pay a price. That's why I said our generation, we're the ones who need to pay the price to free the kids. We need to pay the price. We live good for a lot of us. Some of us not so much. I used my black supremacy. I used the hell out of it. That's why I want to hear about no white supremacy. I don't know about white supremacy. I know I use my black supremacy. I use my computer supremacy, my programmer supremacy. I use my college supremacy. I use my high school supremacy. I use my mama and daddy supremacy that loved me and gave me food and water, some socks and stuff. I use all that supremacy. I'm not interested. I can't talk about nobody. And so, but now I've grown up and I'm trying to use my supremacy in all the places that I have it. Try to do something that's decent. I live close to Roswell. I believe in aliens. Brother Augustine, I need to come visit you. I do. Because you know what? I've never seen a UFO. I've never seen one in my life. I want to see one. The one, Augustine, I thought I saw one a couple weeks ago. I got all excited. I posted a picture. It wasn't a UFO. It's a drone. They're doing drone mapping of something over here. I don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is at nighttime, the drones are flying. And they're flying in the same little patterns. I think it has something to do with 5G. I don't think it's aliens. I think it's just the damn people who run. Fracking and drilling holes. Oh, fracking and drilling holes. Okay, that's what you mean, Nora. Like moving the resource, displacing rocks, and that's shifting the planets. It's possible. It's possible. I'm kind of weird in that school, Nora. Like whether or not human beings have the ability to control anything planetary. I don't think human beings can. I think we suck. I do. I think, Nora, I think we're remedial. I think we barely know how to draw and color in the lines of anything ecosystem-wise. But I do know that we can destroy ecosystems. I know that. And the ecosystems and all the microbiology that are smarter than we are that balance out the climate. But it's possible. I don't know. I just don't think we're that smart. I think we do have less impact than what most people say. I don't think we're that good. I think the planet balances out a lot better than we think it does. I think we make plastic and pour it all in the ocean for billionaires and their wars. And nature always has to clean up our dumb mistakes. They got plastic eating bacteria. That's what I kind of think. Anyway, bad things are always happening. Like we can disagree all the time about what's bad. Let's just disagree on it doesn't end well if we keep it. That's what I want to agree on. Let's agree on changing things and not fight over what's bad about it. Like even the flat earthers. Like I said, I don't fight with them. Why would somebody who believes in flat earth? I'm gonna do comments. Sometimes I get excited. Let me move down. It's always hemp with this guy. It is hemp. Yes, it is always hemp with me. Always, you know me. Always. Because when you got a lying government that's doing all the things that I just said, you got a billionaire controlled world designed by devil bill petroleum and chemical and pharmaceutical companies and oil. They take away the most important thing. Like this is why I say you got to read between the spaces. I know you know this, Kelly, y'all. He's being facetious. He's being sarcastic. It's between the lines. Whatever the billionaire doesn't want you to do, that's what you're supposed to do. Whatever plants they take from you, those are the plants key to their power. Whatever they don't want you to do, is that Brother Jonathan Yellow Vest? Whatever they don't want you to do, that's what you do. And so look at the Yellow Vest. They get together and they're not fighting over the different parties and sides and races and whatever. They get together in these protests and say, no, do the opposite of what the people who own you, the people who put tags on you and your kids want you to do. If they want to take hemp from you, study hemp. Realize it takes CO2 out of the air, more plants on this planet. Realize that you can build houses with it, cars from it, the upholstery for the car, the carpet for the car, fuel the car on it, the windshield, and all the hanging, dangly things that y'all put on your rearview mirror. You can make all of that from hemp. And when you're done with the car, because you're an ignorant American and you don't want to fix nothing, you can eat the car. Okay? You can melt the car down, put it, make it into a flour, and eat that mother. That's what anything that billionaires take from you. I'm telling you. All right, hang on, let me get down to the bottom. Let me get out of here. Tang and uranium. Exactly, Daniel. We had tang fights all the time in my house. We had tang fights. That was a lacking resource. My mom only bought one can of tang, and my brothers and I had to fight. I was the littlest brother, so I got beat down a lot till I got bigger. And then we didn't have tang problems because I was bigger. I was bigger than them skinny racehorse having tall bastards. And I had to beat one or two of them down every now and then. We had no tang problems. We shared the tang. But then, you know, that's all conflict is all what Brother Razak said. It's always about lack. Always. I will speak up and tell you all the corrupt leaders and how they ruin my country. I'm in a safe place now. Yes, Brother Razak, we appreciate it. I appreciate it because you know what, Brother Razak, what you taught me, what he taught me is our real problem. It had nothing to do with what was in the American media. Nothing. Because in the American media, they always got us ignorant and they got us siding. We'd either side with this side or that side. What it showed me is that neither side is for none of the people. The Israeli government is sellouts, like the Gazan leadership, with the PLO and Hamas. They're all some sellouts, like Guaido, like all over Africa. All of these leaders, they just want to control people, like the American government. They all sell out because they're the powers that exist above all these people we can't even possibly understand. But they all agree on one thing. You will stay poor, a certain percentage of you, and they will all control you. Bourgeoisie. Did I say it right, Brother Jonathan? Bourgeoisie. Give me love homes. Bourgeoisie all over every government, everywhere. You always got those elite bastards who want to, well, I guess they're upper class bastards who want you to stay poor so they can have more. They take away your rights to control you. happens everywhere. But that's the great thing about today. We have the internet where we can talk to people in those countries. You don't have to believe the news, which is always lying to you about. You don't have to pick a side. There are no sides and leave people alone. There are no sides in sovereignty. That person's sovereignty, leave them the hell alone. Our biggest problems is you know, they say there's no solution. That's where, you know, we got to be careful, right? Because that's where the drama is, even in those of us who have my particular space, like a two-state solution. You got 2 states. It sucks. It sucks because they robbed, killed, destroyed everything the Torah told them not to do, violated the 10 commandments, robbed the land, stole the land, raped the people, shot the people. They did everything that God of the Torah told them not to do. But the way I see it is this is where we are. And where we are is I'm always for peace. If you live there, you need to have peace there. What we need to do, in my personal opinion, 2-state solution, Razeg, you can tell me if you agree or not, is this is where the CIA needs to be. Nah, they're already probably there destroying stuff, but no, they need to be there taking all forms of governing, period. There should be no governing over there at all, because all the governments are sellouts. All those borders should be secure. Nobody running over anybody's borders, and we just send all that food that they sent down to Venezuela that don't nobody want, all to Gaza, all to West Bank, all to Israel. No, y'all, I know y'all got the swimming pools and stuff, and y'all got the nice houses and the settlements. Maybe we'll let you stay there, I guess, you know, because you're kind of there. You got kids who were born there. That's home to them now. And that's the confusing part. But everybody in Gaza who's living substandard, they're being poor, they need swimming pools, they need biscuits, they need houses, they need freedom, they need peace, they need all of these things. You know, and I think in a generation, you get to a point where people will start to let the past go away. Because we do have to forgive the past. We got to let the past go. Let the past stop going away. And once the next generation comes up and they don't have any lack, they have everything they need, you know, and it's not welfare, right? Because in my model of things, you're giving them seeds and chickens, you're feeding them, and you're building up a beautiful life form, but you're also giving them the ability to maintain that life. You're not making a making dependence on any kind of handout or welfare or humanitarian aid. You're sending solar panels and the technology and the education, how to build it up and do robotics and electronics and better schools and all those things. And once those people are sustainable, after another generation, West Bank will love the world. Gaza will love the world. Israeli children will love the world because we took away the conflict of their ignorant adults. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I also been around Archula Mesa, where you see guards where nothing is supposed to be. Yes, Augusta! I gotta go, man. I'm coming to visit, man. One day you're gonna open the door. What the hell? Somebody? I didn't invite nobody to my damn house. Who at my house? You open the door, brother Gus. It's gonna be this little ball dude. You see me like, hey, Augusta, how you doing, brother? Come in. He like, oh Lord, I'm calling the police. The hell is he doing here? How did he get my address? Dude, I'll be right there. Because you know what? All over Nevada is great stuff. You know, 80% of Arizona and Nevada, New Mexico is owned by the federal government. They got bases and UFOs and aliens and secret technology and electromagnetic devices and everything all down there. I want to come down there, brother. Everybody, we're at a party. We're all going to go visit Brother Gus. He's going to take us around, see all the stuff that we're not supposed to see. Take us around, see all the stuff that should scare the hell out of us. Stop fighting with each other. That's what we need to see. And yet the one thing we each possess is abundance in our capacity to love boldly, and observe. A little slice of the world blossoms. Man, Brother Kevin, you speak with that love. Ah, you got that loquacious silver tongue, a tongue of love. I appreciate the words that come out of your mouth. And you're right. We can blossom this earth, or we can keep destroying it. We can help each other, or we can keep starving and robbing and raping each other. And I think the sentient place is to stop those things. I'm not sure what happened on YouTube, but your comments ain't coming up. So I don't know what had happened. Okay, it's like it got hung. So I can't fix it right now. I got to get out of here. But I'm going to read the last couple comments. I'm going to go. Yeah, drones. Lori talking about drones. Yeah, you know what? I posted about drones earlier. You know, I was thinking about drones. You know how they call it, they use intelligence for intelligent strikes, intelligent drone strikes. I was thinking about Lori. I said, you know what? If it were intelligent, nobody would die in a strike. If they actually used intelligence for military assaults, for strikes, nobody would die in them. Humans die in all those strikes. So they're not intelligent, they're ignorant. Word intelligent, think about it. Imagine if they were sentient strikes. They wouldn't use drones, they wouldn't use bombs. If they were sentient, if the people who actually run your government had any degree of humanity in them, all the strikes would be with intellect. They would use intelligence. They would be intellectual strikes. They would be strikes that resolve conflict, not create more conflict. They would be strikes of food, strikes of hemp, strikes of beautiful things to help the next generation to not have the conflicts of the ignorant adults that they live around. That's what I was thinking about. We suck, we do. Yes, we do, Lori, unfortunately. But we don't have to suck. We don't have to suck, y'all. We can stop sucking. I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it. We can stop sucking. We don't have to suck. And damn sure ain't got to swallow neither. If everyone needs butt implants, if anyone needs butt implants, it's me. I got the flattest arse in the world. You do, Ellen? TMI, why are you telling us that? That's okay. Everybody butt different. Butt sizes matter. Everybody got different butts. It's okay. Some of you got a little cottage cheese on it, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Butt is for sitting down. It's for sitting down. Shotguns fix drones. They do, Brother Kelly. They fix drones, but unfortunately, I think some of the American drones, they shoot back. I don't believe that they gave all the drones to Israel and they just shoot Israelis. Now, I mean, people in Gaza. I don't believe they gave drones that have military capability to murder people and they only send them overseas. Oh no, those drones were made for us. They shoot back. But I hear you, brother. And you shoot a drone, just let me know ahead of time. I'm gonna go hide behind the bush when you shoot the drone. That's what, cause I'm gonna film it, see what happens. I'm afraid that they already been shooting drones and they got them outfitted to take care of the Americans because the American government is not for the Americans. Exactly. Nature responds to the wounds it inflicted. Yes, it does, Nora. You know, and the only thing is, it might, if we keep being ignorant, by the time nature responds, we all gonna be dead. The planet will be extinct, and nature then will respond. Let's not wait till, you know, the response is one that we don't get the benefit from. You know what I mean? All right, Miss T, I see what you posted. I have no idea what it means. Go to view, tag Pillory profile on G+ for a real treat. / different perspective from another country. His pick is a sacred cow. Okay. Scroll down to, okay, I get it now, Miss T. I get it. I couldn't get it while I was kind of laughing about something in my head. Oh, I got multiple things happening in my head. But I get it now. I got you, girl. I got you. I'll take a look. I've seen 3 UFOs up close 27 years ago. The watchers, builders, and most part, very true and real. No, I don't lie. I don't believe you do, Brother Daniel. I appreciate your information. I've never met Brother Daniel, but I trust Brother Daniel more than I trust anybody in government ever. Brother Daniel's not set up to lie to me. Brother Daniel's not set up and designed to steal my resources and teach me to teach my kids that slavery is a good thing, right? Brother Daniel's just a random dude on the internet that I'm realizing is a distant cousin who has no monetary benefit to lie to me. That's why I'll trust anybody over the internet any day. Outside of the fact he's got great posts. I trust anybody over the internet any day. Any random person who's not put in place to control me over anybody else. And plus I got a lot of friends that seen UFOs. I got a lot of friends who've seen them. Besides, like I said, I got Sister Donna. Sister Donna, structures all over the moon. Just structures, ancient structures all over the moon. The tops of 30% of the Smoky Mountains, especially in West Virginia, are gone due to coal mining. Humans have brought down mountains. Humans have brought mountains down. Yeah, they have, and that's biblical, isn't it, Rebecca? Thou shalt move mountains. Yeah, we're moving mountains. The billionaires are moving mountains. Why? Because a lot of resources in them, and they're okay destroying everybody and ecosystems all around them, in them, underneath them, and around them to get to those resources. That's why I think methane-based life is very important. Yes, your time, 3 p.m. which my time is 5 p.m. We're gonna talk hemp with Brother Kelly. And I'm on the East Coast, so do the math. I ain't doing the math for you. Many underground bases in New Mexico. After the ice melt, New Mexico is a safe zone, not those surrounding states, which would make sense, Brother Gus. That makes perfectly good sense. It's logical, right? If you were going to dig an underground base to protect all the billionaires and elite while you drown all the dummies that voted for you, while you drown all the dumb monkeys and puppets that had 2020s, what you would do is you would build it in a very high climated area, a place where water wouldn't come down in the bunker. Makes perfectly good sense that New Mexico would be full of it, and plus it's dry. So if it's dry, when the whole planet's wetter, you can grow food. So that's where you would go, which makes perfectly good sense. That's why United States federal government probably owns 80% of those states that were one of the states. I keep saying that. I don't know if it's Nevada, New Mexico, or Arizona. They own 80% of it. And that, guess what? Constitutionally, they're not supposed to own anything. They're not supposed to own a drop of land anywhere. Why do they own it? Because they're protecting the environment. No, they're not. These are the people who are murdering the planet. They don't give two damns about the environment. They care about their owners that they work for. They're just puppets. They give that land to elites and billionaires and build bunkers because none of them live in America. And when America collapses and the planet falls and aliens show up and the asteroid comes, they're going to go live underneath you while you die with your children. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think this idea of fantasy voting is a good idea. I think in this nightmare of a storybook, I don't think it ends well if we continue to believe that our rights are delegated by governments. I don't think if we continue to believe that we can take rights from our neighbor, human rights, rights to life. I don't think this ends well. I don't think it ends well if we continue to worship people because they were born with more jewels than what our parents gave us. I think that's a bad idea. I don't see how this book ends well. Daniel, I thought the aliens were God. They visited twice that I personally noticed. You know what, Nora? I think they are. I think you're right. They're little G gods. You got big G gods and little G gods. And I think the big G god made everything. Could be some quantum physics god, fungi, microbiology. It could be computer software engineer. That's God. That's the creator. And he's no less omnipotent if he is a she, or if she is a quantum energy at atomic electromagnetic wave. Doesn't make God less of a creator. So I think there's a big G God. Then I think you got a lot of little G gods. I think a lot of the little G gods came here and said, love each other, don't shoot each other, don't kill each other, be nice to each other, and you actually will make it. But if you continue to fight each other because they live on another border, you continue to kill each other because they're different color, you continue to let each other live in poverty, you continue to let each other live in lack, you're all gonna die miserably. And then big G God probably got to start things over. The little G gods come back and start things over. And that's what I think. That's how I think it all kind of unfolded. Okay, New Mexico, thank you, Augustine. Yeah, the federal government that's not allowed to own a blade of grass constitutionally owns 80% of New Mexico. That's a hint. You should tell you. They never listen to the Constitution. They never listen to the Bill of Rights because they don't give two damns. Their job is to steal, and if their job is to steal from other nations, and their job is to steal from you, and they do a great job of it. I can get out of here. Somebody got a last comment? Don't worship the world, worship human life. Yes, worship the human life. Absolutely. Sure, if you're human, that's what you should do. It's called sentience. But we do have a super volcano, and that's a really bad thing. It might blow up, Daniel. The pyramids of life. Yeah, we are trapped in we're right now we're trapped in a pyramid of death. A pyramid of elites on the top and us on the bottom. Yes, Lori, we all gonna die. I think Lori got the last comment today. 2 words. Live well. Well. It's a powerful word. Live and let live. And live well. Don't live greedy. Don't live high on the hog. Don't live for corporations. Don't live for your retirement. Don't live in a system and a model of government that's based in blood money and murdering the world. Live well. Well, think about that well word. Anyway, it's Gerard. I gotta go. It's life on Titan. There's life all in the universe, galaxy, everywhere, based in not just carbon. You're ignorant. You don't be a bigot. It's just life everywhere. It's a silicone base, it's arsenic base. Every planet has life, and one day that life might actually come here. We just need to get ready for it. We need some help. I'm Gerard. I gotta go. Love y'all. Gotta pick my cotton. Y'all have a great day. I'm out of here. Bye bye.